This video will show you how to replace the alternator on a Pontiac Grand Prix with a 3.8 liter engine. This will be located on the passenger side of your engine. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Locate the battery on the passenger side of the engine compartment. We're looking for this terminal end here. This is the negative battery terminal. The positive is with the red wires over towards the front. As we start dislodging the negative battery terminal, you want to be extremely careful not to touch the positive terminal using your tool. We're just going to use a 13 millimeter. We're going to loosen the mounting hardware. Once you feel as though you have it loose enough, take hold of the terminal end and carefully twist it and lift it up and away from the battery. A thorough inspection of the terminal end and we'll set that aside. On the passenger side of the engine, we can see our serpentine belt. Before removing this, just pay close attention to the routing of the belt itself. It goes over some pulleys and under others. Now with that said, to remove the belt, we have to pay attention to our tensioner. You can see the tensioner right out in this area here. We're going to be using a 15 millimeter on the center bolt head where you can see the pulley. We'll be pivoting this counterclockwise, releasing tension from the belt, and then we can slide the belt off of the alternator. Now I can remove my tool. Now the next thing we have to do is remove the engine cover. To remove the engine cover, we're going to start along the front. We have the oil fill port. We'll go ahead and turn that counterclockwise and remove it. After removing that, take hold of the cover. We're going to lift it up along the front and pull it out and away along the rear. Reinstall that fill port. With the engine cover out of the way, we have a clear view of the back side of the alternator. Now before I start doing anything with this, I like to remove my small crossbar that comes across this area. We have a piece of hardware up here, and you're also going to find that you have a small hidden piece of hardware down behind this wiring harness. It's just a 10 millimeter bolt. Let's start down there. I'll just lift this up and out of position here. Like I said, it's tucked inside this area. Just flex the wiring as necessary. There's my bolt. We're making our way all the way on the far side next. In this area, we have a 15 millimeter mounting nut. Now we can remove that bar. So as we look along the back side of the alternator, we do have some wiring. I'm going to start with the smaller connector. It has a locking tab. We want to squeeze in on that tab, and you should be able to slide this out of place. Once you have it disconnected, a quick inspection for corrosion, of course. If you see any, it has to be taken care of. This looks good, so I'm going to set it aside. Now for the positive wire, typically you're going to find a small rubber boot. Underneath that, you have a mounting nut. I'll be using a 13 millimeter for this. And now we can just slide that right off of there. Of course, an inspection of that, we will be cleaning it prior to installation. So for now, I'm going to set it aside. Now there's going to be 3 pieces of hardware that we have to remove to be able to remove that alternator. 2 of them are out in the open, right along the back side. The third one will be on the forward side here. We'll get to that last. For each of these, I'm using a 15 millimeter. As we move towards the front area here, we have our last 15mm mounting bolt. This one comes through the alternator into that tensioner. Now you may find the belt is in the way, just go ahead and press that out of position as necessary. Let's take hold of that alternator and lift it up and out of position. There it is, friend. Before we install our part, of course, we want to make sure we clean and inspect our mounting surface and our wiring. We'll start with the mounting surface. For this, I'm just using a wire brush. Clean it down, close inspection. Same for all. Moving along to the wiring next. We've already inspected this. There's no corrosion there. Not much to see. We'll move along. Now we have the large power wire. We need to make sure we have good positive contact, so I'm just going to use my wire brush for this. You can also use sandpaper. Remove any debris or corrosion. Okay, let's get ready to install the alternator. Of course, we'll make sure we have it in the proper orientation so the pulley area is facing towards where the serpentine belt would be. As we bring this into position, we need to make sure we start in all three pieces of hardware. We're going to start them all in before tightening and torquing any of them. I have my forward bolt. Continuing on to the next two. Now, when we go to tighten and torque this hardware, it has to be done in a specific sequence. The torque for each of these will be 37 foot-pounds. Let's start along the outboard bolt, close to where the pulley is. Snug it up, torque it to 37 foot-pounds, and move along. Now let's move along to the rearward stud. On to the last piece of hardware. Double check to make sure the alternator does not move around in any way. So we're continuing on to the electrical wiring harness. We have the large power wire on the backside. Slide that into place. We'll start on our mounting nut. With the wire in the rested position, we'll continue on to torquing that to 15 foot-pounds. Reinstall your protective boot. Double check to make sure none of that wiring connector is exposed. And continue on to the next electrical connector. Line it up, press it in, listen for a click. Double check to make sure that's secured in place. We'll continue on to our bracket next. As for the bracket, I'm going to rest it over the large stud that we installed on the alternator and start on the hardware, but I am not tightening this mounting nut yet. I may still have to adjust that bracket. On the far side, we have our 10mm headed mounting bolt. We'll start it in. Once you have it started in, go ahead and snug it up and then move along to that mounting nut we just started on and tighten that as well. Onto the mounting nut. Make sure that bracket's secured as well, and we'll continue on to the engine cover next. Now when we go to install the engine cover, looking along the backside, you will find that you have one small locating tab. Along the backside of the engine compartment, we can see that we do have a bracket with a port for that to slide into. Let's go ahead and remove the oil fill. We'll get this aligned, slide it down along the front, and install the oil fill. Now when we install the belt, it has to be in the same routing as when we had removed it. Of course, we do have a diagram displayed for you to see. Now we have to use our 15mm on that tensioner, directly on that center mounting bolt. We're going to be pivoting the tensioner counterclockwise. Now I find it easiest when installing the belt to slide it over one of the smooth pulleys rather than over one of the ribbed pulleys. So I'm taking the belt, I'm going to bring it over the alternator pulley, and I'll be carefully removing it from the water pump pulley. I want to make sure the belt doesn't fall out of place, but this is where I typically like to slide it over. Now while I'm holding pressure here, I can slide the belt over that water pump pulley, and this slides right into position. Let's just double check the belt to make sure it's routed properly and seated on each one of the pulleys as it should be, and then we can remove our tool. Feels good down there. Prior to installing the negative terminal end, I always like to make sure I do some cleaning. I'm going to clean the battery post first. I have a battery brush. Let's continue on to the terminal end next. Now I'm using the other portion of my battery brush. We'll make our way inside of the port. Let's reconnect the negative battery terminal. Line it up with the battery post, press it down as far as possible. You can give it a slight wiggle if necessary. Once you feel as though you have it down far enough, continue on by tightening your 13mm hardware. Okay, right there's bottomed out. Just want to make sure that's nice and tight. We'll take hold of the terminal end, give it a wiggle. That should not move around in comparison to the battery post. Make sure it's secure. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our vehicle's alternator. Now we've already checked the belt to make sure it's seated over each one of the pulleys properly without the vehicle running. Now the next thing we have to do is make our way inside the passenger compartment. You're going to start the vehicle and let it run for approximately 5 seconds and turn it right back off. Double check the belt to confirm it's seated over each one of the pulleys still. If it's off by even one tooth on one of the grooved pulleys, it's going to cause issues with the belt and potentially other damage. Aside from that, just make sure the charging system's working as it should. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.